The story begins on a quiet highway as Aven enjoys a peaceful drive, the wind gently tousling her hair. Suddenly, a dark shape catches her eye, darting frantically along the roadside. It's a tiny kitten, struggling to avoid the fast-moving cars. Aven's heart skips a beat as she notices how hard it is to see the kitten in the fading light. Without thinking, she swerves to the side, her tires screeching loudly on the wet road. Ignoring the danger of the speeding cars, Aven leaps out and rushes to the scared kitten. It cowers with its back turned, trembling from the cold. Gently, she picks it up, feeling its tiny heartbeat against her hand. Aven hurries back to her car, barely catching her breath before jumping inside and closing the door with a thud. She looks down at the small, warm bundle now safe in her arms. The kitten let out a faint meow as Aven gently pats it. "Hello, little baby," she cooed softly. "What were you doing all alone by the road?" The tiny kitten, barely 2 weeks old, had its eyes still closed and its tiny body was trembling from the cold. Aven's heart ached as she looked around, hoping to find the kitten's mother. Instead, she was met with the heartbreaking sight of the mother's lifeless body lying by the road. Tears filled Aven's eyes as she whispered, "It's just you and me now," feeling a deep sadness in her chest. Concerned for the kitten's well-being, Aven sped home, knowing it was too late for a vet visit. Once home, she wrapped the kitten in a soft, warm blanket and placed it gently in a small box. She quickly searched online for tips on caring for such a young kitten. Her own cat, Piper, watched with wide eyes but hisses when she saw the new guest. Understanding that Piper might need time to adjust, Aven decided to keep Piper in another room for now. Aven dried the kitten with a soft towel and fed it a mix of mashed kibble and milk. The little kitten ate hungrily, its tiny body soaking up the much-needed nourishment. Exhausted but relieved, Aven watched as the kitten curled up snugly in the box, looking warm and content. As she settled back, she couldn't help but marvel at the strange twist of fate. Had she really just rescued this tiny life from the side of the road? The next morning, Aven woke with a jolt, realizing she had fallen asleep beside the kitten's box. Her heart raced when she saw the box was empty, except for a crumpled towel. Panic gripped her as she hurried through the house, calling out for the kitten. She searched under furniture and behind cabinets, but the tiny creature was nowhere to be found. Just as she was about to give up, she heard a gentle purring coming from Piper's cat house. Aven approached cautiously and saw Piper curled up with the kitten, gently licking it. Her heart melted at the sight of Piper, welcoming the new kitten so warmly. Still, Aven was concerned about the potential diseases the tiny kitten might carry. Carefully, she lifted the kitten from Piper's cozy embrace and placed it back in the box. Then, she gently closed Piper in the living room to keep both animals safe. Determined, Aven quickly dressed and set out to get the kitten to a vet as soon as she could. Aven always lends a hand to stray animals, and she even rescued her house cat, Piper, from her backyard. What Aven didn't realize was that this kitten was far from ordinary. Little did she know, an unexpected surprise awaited her at the vet clinic. But before we delve deeper into the story, don't forget to subscribe to The Wild Wonder and give that like button a tap. Let's continue the story. Heavy rain pounded down as Aven drove through the stormy streets toward the veterinary clinic. Traffic was at a standstill, making every minute feel like an eternity. The rain distorted her view, matching her rising anxiety. Aven kept her focus on the box beside her, determined to get the kitten inside for urgent care. When she finally arrived, Aven rushed into the busy clinic, clutching the box tightly. The waiting room was filled with anxious pet owners. She joined the line, feeling overwhelmed, and took a seat in a corner where others were comforting their pets. An elderly woman noticed Aven's distress and struck up a conversation, sharing her own stories of rescuing animals with a warm smile. Her stories of perseverance gave Aven a glimmer of hope. Before leaving, the woman offered her contact information, which Aven gratefully accepted. As the vet examined the kitten, his serious demeanor heightened Aven's anxiety. The vet ordered various tests, and Aven's fear grew with each procedure. Just when she felt most alone, the elderly woman reappeared, offering comforting words and reminding Aven she wasn't alone. After completing all the tests, the vet returned with surprising news. The vet revealed that the kitten she had found was not just a domestic cat, but a rare, potentially endangered breed. Everything changed. Aven's heart raced as she absorbed this unexpected news. What she had considered a simple rescue had suddenly turned into a complex situation with significant legal and ethical implications. The vet's explanation opened Aven's eyes to a world she hadn't anticipated. Caring for an endangered species involved a lot more than just providing food and shelter. There were regulations to follow, responsibilities to uphold, and ethical considerations to navigate. The task of rescuing this kitten now felt overwhelming as she realized the weight of her newfound responsibility. Determined to grasp the full extent of her role, Aven dove into research about conservation laws and ethical practices related to endangered species. She sought information on how to properly care for such animals and the legal requirements involved. This journey into the realm of conservation was both enlightening and daunting, as Aven tried to understand the delicate balance of protecting endangered species while fulfilling her duties. Her search for knowledge led her to consult with conservationists and animal rights experts. Each conversation provided valuable insights and guidance, helping her navigate the complex landscape of endangered species care. Despite the flood of information, Aven found herself wrestling with the emotional aspects of her situation. She was deeply attached to the kitten, but had to balance her feelings with the broader ethical and legal responsibilities. In the quiet of her home, Aven weighed her options. She knew that her decision would have significant repercussions, not only for the kitten, but for the conservation of its species. This moment required careful thought and a blend of compassion and responsibility. After much deliberation, Aven decided to collaborate with a conservation group specializing in the kitten's rare breed. This choice, though emotionally difficult, was the best way to ensure that the kitten would receive the specialized care it needed and contribute to the preservation of its species. By entrusting the kitten to experts, Aven felt she was honoring her commitment to the broader cause of conservation. To fulfill her original intention of providing a companion for her own cat, Piper, Aven adopted another kitten from a local shelter. As she introduced the new kitten to Piper, Aven felt a sense of joy and closure. It was a new chapter, one where she could continue her journey of compassion by providing a loving home to another animal in need. In the end, Aven watched both kittens, one now on a path to conservation, and the other settling into its new life with her. Reflecting on her journey, Aven recognized how a simple act of kindness had evolved into a profound lesson in responsibility and compassion. Her experience had deepened her understanding of the delicate balance between human intervention and the natural world, leaving her with a sense of fulfillment and a renewed commitment to making a positive impact. That's all for today. Now, it's your turn to share your thoughts about this story. What's the next story you'd like to know? Let us know in the comment section below, and be sure to subscribe so you won't miss any of these amazing videos on the Wild Wonder.